So this week we have something a little bit different in the form of a kind of behind the scenes documentary, if you like. To give a bit of an insight into the making of some of the videos that have appeared on the channel so far this year. When I started doing videos for this channel, it was January, so the weather was very much like it is today, actually. I had a lot of rain to deal with. And car alarms going off when they should. Yes, very helpful. At times when I was waiting for the rain to stop, I wittered about other topics, costumes, knew I was using, that sort of thing. And then all through the summer I've had the problem of the excessive heat in the studio, which is been great fun. But yeah, basically I need stuff to moan about. So yes, you can also get an insight into the togas of Julius Caesar and what they really look like. Behind the scenes, yeah, why I couldn't turn around whilst wearing them. But anyway, and of course we will get to see a lot more of the true star of my videos, which is of course my neighbour's cat, who does like to appear in every video. You may not realise this because he often does. Often you can't see him on the camera, but he's usually asleep on the tripod if he's not actually in the video. So you'll see a lot more of him. So I hope you enjoy, and I will be back with more Shakespeare next Saturday. Okay, so I hope this is going to work. I have just got down to the studio to do some filming. It was quite nice when I came down here, and you can probably hear, just as I'm about to start filming, yeah, this happens, which is really helpful. So I may have to do the sound separately, but I'm going to film it anyway because I am. So see, this is what happens. I mean, we've had so much rain lately, the garden's practically flooded, and it finally dried out today, enough that I could come down and do the spot of filming I needed to do. And yeah, now I'm kind of a bit stuck here. I don't really want to get the costume, but I might have to put it in a bag and then take it down separately, which is really annoying. Do I film the gentleman bits on the same day? I'm probably going to do them a couple of days. Oh, if the garden isn't underwater by then anyway. We shall see! I think I'm going to have a visitor any minute. Oh, he was following me. Are you coming or not? So I want to shut the door because it's cold. Where's he gone? Oh, I don't know. He's wandered off again. Well, anyway. It's cold, okay? Is it bloody dark in here? That's going to do the trick. So yeah, this is the great thing I have to put up with filming in the winter. It was lovely and dry when I came down here. And yeah, I've got to walk back to the house, which is looking a very long way away right now. Lovely. Okay, so while I wait for it to hopefully ease off raining before I head back, I thought I'd take the opportunity to film a little bit of sort of making of documentary, as it were.
This obviously is our fantastic costume supply, which is in the studio where I do the filming. Now, some people may have noticed in the Malice of Lady Macbeth that the gentlewoman was dressed in a confusing mix of movie replicas. And she was wearing Arwen's death dress and Elsa's wig. Okay, there's a reason for this. So, some of these costumes are movie replicas, and here we have, I'll show you, if you can, it's a bit dark, but I've got a couple lights on. This here, as you can just see peeping out, is Arwen's death dress from The Lord of the Rings. Somewhere in here, my mother has also made Galadriel's dress, but what we also have somewhere, I don't know where it is, oh, I think I might have found it. Yes, we have. You see the sparkles? I wish I could find a torch in. Yes, we have, take a little peep, Elsa's dress. That was to do with my mother making one for her niece and deciding to make one for me while she was at it. So I needed an Elsa wig. This is where we store our wigs, in here. I needed an Elsa wig in order to model the dress. The reason I wore it in Malice of Lady Macbeth is simply that I wanted the gentlewoman to look different from Lady Macbeth, so I had to wear a wig. But because we do a lot of fantasy dressing up, all of our costumes are fantasy costumes, and consequently all of my wigs are fantasy wigs, and they didn't look very realistically medieval. The only plain wig I had was an Elsa one, which made an interesting contrast with the Arwen dress. But yes, I wore that because I needed a different dress, basically. Basically, I'm going to be going through all of these dresses at various times, but yeah, so you will get to see a lot more of our costumes as we go along. Lots of very pretty dresses. My mother does not do men, which is why you may notice I do keep wearing the same shirt over and over again. Beautiful as this dress is. I'll get this wig off, it's way too hot. Hello. Hello. This is the little visitor I was referring to earlier. Fortunately, I managed to get my filming done before you came in, didn't I? Yes. Yes, because that sort of thing doesn't really add much to the sort of general Shakespeare, does it? No. Thank you. Oh, you want to be in the film too, do you? Well, I expect we can find you a part. I don't know who you're going to play, but I'm sure we can find you a part somewhere. Yeah, maybe not from that angle. Menace! Is that how we walk across floors? No. That's how naughty cats do it, isn't it? Are you going to be a naughty cat? Thank you. It'll do. No, I don't want any comments that this does not look like a Roman toga. It does now, because I said so. And they didn't go off to houses wearing togas anyway. but I figured it was the best I could do under the circumstances to try and help people work out which person was which. Because otherwise, you've got no chance. Soothsayer comes from... right. Okay. Now here is Decius Brutus, who, for reasons known to himself, has a method of talking. Don't question it. Just like you don't want to question why he's dressed in a sort of robot. Because he's a fashionable gentleman. Now, Decius Brutus. I think I'm right in saying he comes on and does like it doesn't actually say anything. So he'll just be entering. But it's not saying a bloody word. So he's just entering, and he's entering the second one as well. Okay. This toga design is very impractical, I would just like to say. That's because it's the only way I can make them look so that you can stand half a chance of telling who's who, is to make like fake togas, but I've got material. I'm having to use scraps of material, all of which are different sizes, and some of them are actually big enough to make a proper toga, and some, like this, are actually just, they're pretty much square, so completely the wrong shape, and they're just a tiny bit of material, so, imagine if you use the pins and whatnot, and to try and make something that looks a weensy bit like a sort of Roman toga. But of course it doesn't really, but it doesn't matter because, you know, as I said, Romans did not turn up to the Senate House in a bleeding toga anyway, so it doesn't matter. Just accept it, okay? Where is Cassius standing? He's on this side, wearing a very overshort toga. That's all the material I've got. Shut up. Right. Doesn't say a bloody word on that page, does he? He does. He gets this. Phew! It's off. Just saying. Fiddling with this thing so it's on wonky. Keeps happening. And I don't get it. It doesn't move in that direction. I swear that's the direction it's wonky. The legs weren't straight. That's why. Right. Now we have the bizarrely sparkling Metellus symbol. I don't know why he sparkles. He sparkles because I'm massively running out of material that I can use, and well, we have a lot of fantasy materials, and I was trying to avoid using them because they're a bit too, well, yes. Yes, I did better than anybody else. So, yes, he sparkles. Just accept it. He's a mermaid in his spare time. Okay, so he's on the right. Didn't actually wear them. Well, they didn't wear sparkly turquoise togas either, but never mind. No comments on Tangy Hang, I like it. Now, everybody then leaves, actually, and Anthony's left talking to himself, which is going to be a bit tricky, but yeah. Well, the thing is, he's not ready. He's actually talking to Caesar, because Caesar is still there. Caesar didn't actually die in this version. Because where it says dies, it translates it as initially. So, I don't know, initially he dies, and then he doesn't, I don't know. So, yeah, technically he's still alive, so I think Caesar's gonna probably butting with some comments. Which will make perfect sense because it actually says about Caesar's sex while he's speaking, so I don't think he's alive. Despite technically being stabbed. Finally, I have a decent sized piece of material to work with. I know, isn't it exciting? So I might actually be able to get some of my t-shirt covered up. Now then, Brutus comes on, doesn't he? Well, it usually helps if you come on, yeah. Right. Now I've got to turn this material round and do what I'm going to do. Yes, and then Mark Antony has a lovely holographic effect costume, because the Romans had those a lot. They were very popular at that time, honestly. Hey, where are you? Okay. Just a little bit more vague looking like. Well, you know, not especially. But you know, got a crown on the head now. Right, we look like a king, yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, kings often wear crowns out of Christmas breakfast, it's well known. I may be able to make this work. I did not realise. I saw this material and I thought, ooh, peacock, fun. Oh, I could use that for Caesar. He's like a jumped up peacock, right? But I didn't realise, and then I just got it out of the thing and I realised, it's not just some material, it's, I don't know, 50 yards, yeah. But Caesar just kind of stands in the middle, right? He just kind of stands still. He doesn't really go anywhere. So I may be able to get away with it. We'll do the beginning bit in a minute. As a separate clip. Okay. Note for editing. That's what you've done. The driver left me, and the collection left me. I forgot. Props, you know, it's actually probably easier. Material here. God knows how I do this death scene, but we will come back to that. This is what happens when you have a weensy bit too much material. Okay. So somehow, I don't know how to do this quite honestly. But you see Caesar is here. Obviously. He's here, technically dead. But he isn't really dead, because he didn't die in it, remember? Like, he didn't even get stabbed, it wasn't a stage stretch. So he's like, he's dead, but he's not really dead. And because he's not really dead, that leaves him free to interrupt Mark Antony. Because, clearly somebody does. I can't lie across the stool because it's too small. Oh, wait, I can. I'm not sure I'm in the shot now. Actually dies. God, that's uncomfortable. I think it will make sense. I hope it will. Sagebrush. When in doubt, use a sagebrush. Perfect. Okay, back into the peacock. We'll just do Caesar's slightly weird entrance. Now, you better not be trying to hunt little animals. You're going to really fail if you are, because, you know, I'm kind of standing here, which would have scared them away. But hey, these boots are cool, to be fair. But I cannot wait to get this wig on. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of pretty, but, it's upside down. It's too hot. That's better. Or this lip gloss. Struggling there. Yeah, I really hate lip gloss, it's sticky. I was only found it was red enough. And I thought, well, it needs to be red. Because why am I wearing purple top with red and black boots? It's weird, but I just wanted to wear them because I thought they're really cool boots. And it kind of goes with the whole, you know. Because I was a bit unsure about fairy costumes at first. Because most of the fairies, it's Shakespeare, so they were men, but they can be women. Apart from Oberon in the, like, half, kind of. But I mean, it's a kind of weird figure. Kind of, you know. Like, often in productions I've seen he's played by like a woman, but kind of in an androgynous kind of way. It's interesting. I'm going to massively shrink them. See how much I shrink when I take these boots off. So that's why I thought killer boots, which might kind of look like it's a popular brag, I don't know, but I'll give it, I'll see how it looks. I thought, you know, that makes it a bit different. What have I done to these boots? Which side are they going to go? Gold? Yeah, so I figured that way, with the killer boots, obviously it just makes them look extremely tall. And then I thought red and black boots, and I thought, I've got a red and black wig. So I can kind of tie it together. But that does mean obviously that I kind of had to do the makeup. Which maybe looked a bit weird, but hey, this camera, do you know what the problem is? The camera is black, which means when it's out in the sun, it's absorbing all the heat, and it feels so hot now. And it's not because it's been on for too long, it's because it's been sitting in the sun. And it's just got so hot from the sun. So I'm going to turn it off and give it a break. I'm going to take it in somewhere cool. Lovely costumes. This is why I thought I'd do Land of the Fairies. Land of the Fairies Part 1 only has 4 fairies in it, really. But when I do Part 2, it will have little Titania's chums. So I've got another 4 fairies to do for that. So, yeah. I said I was going to turn this camera off. I'm going to. And this is the little companion that I've had to have whilst filming. Hello. He wants to be Titania's familiar. I did try and explain that fairies don't really have familiars, but he said I just don't know about fairies. Hello there. Why, hello there. Aren't you cute? Yes, you are. You're adorable. You're a menace, but you're adorable. Hello there. Yeah, can I just say this isn't the most convenient place for you to decide to go to sleep? Because I just came in here to put my tripod and things away. And of course you insist on following me because you're in one of those moods. You have to be wherever I am. And yeah, I'd quite like to go now. Which means I need to lock up the studio. But you're in it. What are you doing? Don't eat anything you find on this floor, darling. It's probably paper from my craft stuff. Don't. Just don't. It's not a mouse. Which, incidentally, you also should not eat. It's probably got worms. And no, you will not get the slightest sympathy if you get worms from eating mice. It didn't taste nice, did it? Well, I did warn you. Little twit, aren't you? You're cute, you little twit. Oh, look at that. You see, this is what happens when you wear a feather boa. I don't know if you can see. But I've basically scattered purple feathers all over the garden now. Yes. Sorry about that. I'm thinking if I go out he might follow me. Then again he might not. He's a bit contrary like that, aren't you, darling? It's like, no, I found a nice place to sleep now. You go away. Come back and collect me when I'm ready. Yeah, but you see, it's a very windy day, so I can't. So it really would be quite useful if you came out so I could shut the door. I do wish you could get rid of that traffic noise, though. For sound effects, you know. But instead all I get is traffic noise, isn't it? Yes. This is actually making a really nice change. Every time I've been down here, well, for a long time, because when did I start doing these videos? January, wasn't it? I think I recorded the first few in December, and then, yeah, don't know, but certainly by April, it was already getting too hot down here. And so every video I've done for some time, I have been not enjoying, shall we say, putting these costumes on. Right, today is the first time for a very long time I'm actually really quite glad to put a velvet dress on. I maybe shouldn't have chosen a dress that takes so long to do up though. Because unfortunately it's been raining all day. And it's just stopped. But as you can probably hear with the little tatters, that's the oak tree above me still dripping. And I'm really, really hoping that I can just get this little bit of filming in before the rain starts again, because otherwise we have a bit of an issue. Because unfortunately I have not been well. so I haven't been able to do this filming as early as I would normally have done, ready for you know, release on Saturday. So I'm going to try and still get this out on Saturday, this video. But yeah, obviously I don't have time to record the sound, so I have to really hope that it doesn't start raining, because otherwise you're going to hear the sound difference between the two, which would be very unhelpful. Okay, how am I going to set this up? Because I feel like I want to slant it slightly, because she is, yeah, over that side, maybe. Let me have a look. So she's coming from this direction. For this, she needs to do her comedy French accent. So I will try not to do it too much, because otherwise you won't understand what she's saying. Yeah, just so you know, killing oneself out of this dress is no easy task. Stunningly beautiful dress, by the way, but yeah, sort to get on off, but hey. It's worth it to get to dress up. Oh, heavy material. Go on, grip you buggers, grip. There we go. Put it in there, skirt later. And there we go. Oh, 20 minutes to spare on my camera battery. Go me. Right, I'm just putting my dad's photography studio back to rights, because he very kindly let me use it, so I had to tidy up after myself. Yeah, we've had this beautiful summer weather for like some time now, so I'll make the most of it by doing my fairy speeches, and just when I get them all ready to do, this happens. And you can probably see it's been raining. It never ever rains here, and when I want to do filming, it rains. Actually, it poured. A massive thunderstorm. So that's typical British weather. Ooh, beautiful St John's Wort out here. So, this is my lovely wild herb garden. But yeah, so I'm quite annoyed about that, but hopefully the sun is out now, so it will dry out quite quickly. Looking through the civic garden. Everything's still dripping, but yeah, hopefully we'll do some filming soon. So I hope you enjoyed this little insight into the making of my videos. I will be making another one of these videos later on, hopefully when I actually have some other people involved. Yeah, I meant to say actually, this it was become a bit of a feature of the videos, me kind of playing every part, and it was never actually meant to be the case. Because I spend a lot of time at my local theatre, I have a lot of other actor friends, and I was going to get them to play the other parts and do group videos, but unfortunately when I just got to the stage of arranging a date for some of these videos, yeah, you kind of know what happened. So it kind of forced me to just do the group ones by myself, which has now become a bit of a kind of an in-joke. So yeah, but hopefully I will eventually be able to get some of my friends around and we will be able to do some group videos. So we'll make another making of documentary when we do that, because I think it's going to get a bit boring otherwise with just me talking to myself mostly. Yeah. So on that note, I will leave the final word to my co-producer and star of videos. Ta-da! He's not looking. Yeah. What would you like? Thank you. You like being on camera, do you? Well, you are the star, you know, you're the real star of my videos. You're the star of the behind the scenes as well. And at the moment you're sulking, aren't you? Because it's raining and you don't want to go out in the rain. Oh, I'm sorry, darling, I can't make it stop raining.